Yeah, Mr. Lasmikant, thank you very much. You have presented very comprehensively. Please go to your introduction where you said that is a gap. Yeah, yeah. Now, the gap between policy decisions and its executions, in my opinion, because I did my research in the policy implementation, this is closely related to the policy implementation, right? If I wrong. And so far I understand the governance means this is the steering and process, and so far you have explained. If you relate this local governance and that gap you analyze there, I think there is no it may not match, in my opinion, because this is that which you raised there, this is related to the policy implementation, you see. And another point, you are trying that the subsistence level in the Nepal, that many people, more than 67% people are dependent on the agriculture. If you add your rationale of the study, and then from there, if you derive this governance issue, it will be more value. It will add the value in your research. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Kandaji, thanks very much for your presentation. I think the paper that I received and the things that you have presented are quite little bit different, and correcting yourself in many places. I found that one. That's nice one. That self-correction is the best correction. To my knowledge, you are talking about the Agriculture Service Center as a grassroots organization. This is quite different from other local bodies. So when we talk about this Agriculture Service Center as a grassroots organization, then you would like to see how it has been governed. And when this Agriculture Service Center is a part of government service mechanism, it is a part of a line ministry, which is different from other one. Yeah?
Now it's transferring to
No, but
No. It's a deconcentration in institutional center.
Yeah.
It's extended and now the central government.
central government.
Deconcentration.
Yeah.
Deconcentration.
Deconcentration. That is administrative decentralization. Previously it was conceived in such a way. So here now, then we have to think from that direction, that now whether governance is being evaluated from your conception, just like a authority delegation, institutional capacity, people participation, that you have been considered here, how you can interlink with the, as a whole, governance. Whether they are they are the elements of governance or not for this sort of organization. Yeah. Now, as we know it very well, that's like a because of this deconcentration, they have to have a very link with the local bodies, and this local self-governance act also has given some of the direction that how these local government units have to be developed, the relation with the local bodies and with the local people. Now I think just like you have to clean your definition, which Bhandara, Professor Jamil and all have given their concern about that one. So because now this is not a totally independent one, they are mostly dependent upon the government finance, yeah, and government apparatus. So now how you are going to define this governance of such deconcentrated units, we have to define it. And the next one is that just like Yes, Professor Tek is quite right that you have mentioned multi-stage. Multi-stage means it has certain sequential way of going the sampling from one site to next, and next. It shows that you have a multi-type than the multi-stage. You have using, and you have also used a word here, accidental sampling, yeah, which you have removed from here when you presented here. But here is that, because this thing has already been explained by Professor Jamil, that now we have the different respondents and you are using this qualitative research to make some of the triangulation of the respondents and situation, asking with the different stakeholders about this one. And one thing is just like when Professor Tek told you that you are going to, you asserted that focus group discussion with service receiver, number 30 you mentioned, and he told that it may be the 3 groups, you say yes?
Yes, 3 groups.
3 groups of, I mean just like you must be very much clear about that one. And whether it is you are going to...
10% in one group.
Yeah.
It is this concept,
Yeah.
I guess.
10%.
10% in one group.
Then you have number 30, in each district we are considering the 10 local district and center level bureaucrats. They are the KII, K informant interview, yeah? So I think just like because you have presented this paper many places, so you have concise it and you have making it very condensed form, so it is very difficult to understand the first reader. How did you select all these things? So it could be
I
misguided.
have explained in my part.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, it was very interesting listening to your presentation, and I agree with Ishak that it was very enthusiastic, so the students must really enjoy you as a lecturer. I agree. I'm sort of speculating. Yes, I think this point that Ishak raised about individual respondents and the link between them and things like that is important. That you have overlapping questions insofar as you want to make correlations. What I was thinking was that you have these different service centers. I was just playing with an idea. So how many service centers would there be in your
Agriculture service,
huh?
No, altogether.
In your sample? How many service centers?
3 service centers from 3 districts.
3 service centers
Yeah.
from 3 districts. Yes. Okay. So it's just 3 service centers.
No,
The total of
Is it 9?
no, altogether means, let's say,
yeah, 500.
yeah, 378 service center in the country.
Yes, but your
Yeah.
sample.
And in Central Development Region, there are 94 service centers, and which are the biggest number of service centers means compared to the other regions.
Mm.
And means especially means when I'm talking of the districts, you see, in Rasua districts there are 4 service centers, and in Dading districts, which is in the hilly area, there are 6 service centers, and there are 4 service centers in the Terai, the plain area. And ecologically means we can see the service mechanism is the same, but ecologically there is variation. So I also wanted to find out, and ecological variation mechanism is same, and the employees, the service providers are the same. In such a case, if I can see some discrepancies, right, means of governance patterns, that's also I wanted to find out. So 464.
464.
Yeah.
Which means 14.
Yeah, 14. Yeah.
So you have 14 service centers.
Yeah.
No, I was just thinking about whether it's possible, it could be an idea to link the service centers to the respondents, as the service receivers, and how the service receivers perceive each of these, the services of each of these centers. I think that might be a good idea. And then I think it would be also interesting if you could identify maybe some objective characteristics of these service centers, which would differ in an interesting way in relation to your research questions. If you have some For instance, I mean, authority delegation, but that wouldn't vary. That would be the same for all. I mean, I'm looking for variation in the service centers, interesting variations to create, to compare with the perceptions of the respondents. That's the general idea I think you might want to pursue. But then also, what kind of differences would there be among the service centers that you could exploit in relation to your research process? You can think about it.
Just one quick comment, can I just, sorry. Just for your clarity, I was just calculating because I'm still concerned about the grassroots, the definition itself. I have just seen that you have the Nepal is. I'm loud enough. The size of Nepal is 1,47,181 square kilometer. And as you say that there are about 378 services.
There are, not
There
all,
are.
there are.
Okay, and then if you divide it, it looks like that each of the center is supposed to have a command area of 390 square kilometers. If this is the command area of a service center, I'm afraid, can we call it grassroots? Because that's a fundamental thing, because if a unit is covering almost 400 square kilometer, then the concept of grassroots would be in a very serious question, it would be challenged, because grassroots, when you say grassroots, it means closer to the grass, means closer to the people. But this structure appears to be pretty wide commanding area. So someone might really question you, does it qualify the term grassroots?
And most of the Nepalese land is not inhabited.
But nevertheless, if you see the command area, if I take the command area,
Operational definition for that.
yeah, but this has an implication in definition, because you have down there, you have Elaka, if you would have got it, then you have down further, you have VDC, then what is VDC?
No,
It is,
VDC and this municipality or DDC, they are the local bodies, local
Devolution
right?
commission.
But this is the lowest level of this administrative units that deliver the services. In that case, there is a service exchange. The service providers are there and service distributors.
okay, that qualifies,
There is a-
because if it's
Yes,
admin.
there is a direct contact with the people. That's why it's a grassroots. I think.
Okay, fine, that's what my concern, because perceived notion is grassroots means it's down to that level.
Yeah.
That's first.
Yeah.
So for administrative structure, it is perhaps the lowest.
Lowest.
Then it qualifies.
Yes.
But if you took the total governance structure, then most
That
probably
average
there's another
with the
question.
Mount Everest doesn't apply.
So that's a big concern for me.
Thank you, sir.
Maybe only you have to.
Yeah, that's better to have working definition.
Fine.
Can I take mine?
Mostly,
What makes it your effectiveness? What makes it? And one maybe variable is missing. This process, the service delivery process, maybe may affect the service delivery. That is one you have there.
No, it is included.
Yeah,
Yes,
procedure
dear.
there. But there is another thing. In the service delivery network, in one service center, there are 4 services, right? This is one agriculture, animal health, or that is veterinary service. Third one is health
Animal
service.
husbandry.
Hospital. No.
Animal husbandry.
Post office.
Animal health. Fourth one is this telecommunication. This is postal service. There are 4 services, but sometimes they have interlinked. More collaboration, good collaboration among the service providers, maybe better the service.
2 years of
Services,
activity.
service delivery. But somewhere you have to relate with this collaborative role of those grassroots units for better service. Like this, somewhere you have to try to establish a link.
It could even be a hypothesis actually.
Yeah?
It could even be an hypothesis.
Yeah.
For better performance.
So he had this question, he has put this question in his research question. Are service delivery agency coordinate to each other? This is the question you want.
That's good.
These are the questions.
But that is not reflected in your...
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these questions are not reflected in your
Maybe I
research.
can adopt this collaboration as one variable. It's possible. Independent variable. Collaboration makes service delivery effective and grassroots level. I think of it.
And there may be different networks with each service center sometimes. If you actually go to a service center first, do a pilot survey and get an idea. Sometimes, you know, the delivery sometimes, they might develop the different informal mechanisms, right, to have effective delivery with the patient. Right, there may be different networks sometimes. So then that means better you go to a few centers and do a pilot study there.
I think that's what his first phase is all about.
Yeah, that's why when you, personally when I asked take how many service centers in all over the country, because here there are 376 service centers.
No leave.
So then you are going to select just 40. Three.
Now whether they are case or cases or...
How to go to generalize the finding.
How many regions you have?
Ecological regions. Development is standalone region, but ecologically we can say that there are three.
Let's take development region.
Five. Out of five, first of all, one is selected.
Yeah, and that is logical because in the mountain the oceans are very much scattered, right? That's why 3 BDC, 1 service center is services to 3 BDC people. In Tarai, more dense population. So 5 BDC people are getting services from 1 service center. So in hills in between, like this. That's why selecting 3 different will be fine, but they all are separate identity.
Who is the candidate? Faculty, you or him?
We all trying to push it. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm a candidate as well.
Maybe now we are at the end of this 2 days and today's session. 2 days and today's session. And today we have a